Welcome back to another episode of Mediocre at Breast, our first episode of the new year. Happy 2024, Becca.
Happy 2024 to you, Sydney.
Thank you so much. Last we talked, it hadn't been Christmas yet. So y'all are going to have to hear us talk about Christmas. So hopefully y'all's went well and y'all are down to hear about Christmas. How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. Brian had Niall on Christmas Eve, and they did their cute little thing, and then we decided to spend Christmas together. We opted not to do presents this year because he had a really good birthday on November 29th. So he has way too many toys. I had to do a clean out and get rid of everything that he's not using and then start incorporating in new toys. So we
I
didn't.
feel like that's like a huge mental load that people don't talk about is just the stuff that comes with kids, and then they grow it out so quick, and it's like, well, someone's got to clean that out, and you're like, you spend a whole nap time like doing that, and then you're like, oh, I never want toys again. I think because I have always had a birthday before Christmas, so that makes sense to me. It is a lot of stuff, and once I got older, my parents would put the gift together to like one big gift, and that would be cool. So you'll be able to do that later on. Like you want a giant dinosaur or an Xbox when they're older.
We're not getting a dinosaur.
I was about
at
to
our
say,
house.
no, I was going to ask you about like what you felt about video games because we have little boys. Are you a gamer girl? Are you?
I like cozy games. So I like Harvest Moon was a game where you build your little farm and you just grow crops and then you take care of your animals. I like cozy games. I have anxiety, so I like to play Halo whenever I was younger, but I've tried playing Call of Duty, and whenever I just feel like I'm being hunted, and
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's not my idea of a good time.
Whenever I was a kid, I realized I had this fear. It was like junior high when you start doing athletics and track and stuff. I have a huge fear of being chased. So I would never want to win because everyone would be chasing me. So I would be third or something, but I could not. Like I would have more control, I felt, if I was like third. I could look back and forth. But that is a irrational fear I have.
I think if you're being chased, you just stop running.
Oh, or
Maybe.
just
I don't
keep
know. I think it depends on the
I
situation.
no, I think I would stop running as like a trauma response. Like and I think I have before. Like like imagine being in like a flirtatious situation and like, oh, they like chase you or grab you to hug you and you just like curl up into a ball because you're like actually terrified.
I have kind of talked to you about it before, but I have nightmares a lot, and all of my nightmares consist of me being chased. So I think subconsciously that's a big. I don't like
What did
feeling
that to
hunted.
us?
I don't know.
Was it Freddy Krueger? Like it
It
was a big
it might just be the human condition because we used to be chased around before we were like the apex predator,
yeah.
and now we hunt things. But originally we were the hunted, and maybe that's deep ingrained in us. And now that we have
Yeah, I'm spiraling
children,
right now. I'm acting like I'm cool, but I'm just like spiraling.
but that and my other reoccurring nightmare is getting the shit beat out of me, and I can't fight back. So my body in my
Yeah,
dreams
mine's
isn't
being
responding.
in my dreams like it'll be like someone's picking me up. I'm small. So that's a fear also. People could just pick me up and throw me. I was at Barb's one time just dancing and some large drunk man just thought he could just literally pick me up. We were having no interaction prior to this and he just thought he could, pick me up and toss me. And I was like, wow, I'm literally living a nightmare right now. I mean, it's also like disrespect of space, all that stuff, but that's on the side. That was literally a nightmare I've had. And you can't fight back, like you can't kick or whatever, like no matter what you do.
I've had that happen to me before.
Anyways, link your best therapist. Having a great week.
Tell us about your reoccurring nightmares.
Tell us about him so we can stop thinking about ours.
When I was 20, I worked at a bar. I was a shot girl, and you're just around drunk people, like really drunk people. It's not like being in a restaurant. Like these people are here to get
Exactly.
drunk.
Yeah.
And
Like stuff Tommy deals with.
I would have people just pick me up, like just because they'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like one time I had some guy say he just picked me up and he said, "I'm gonna take you home," and I was like, "Sir, put me the fuck down! Like what are you doing? You can't grab people like that." And then I would just have to like wag my finger and
There's
scold.
a whole generation that thinks that's like cute.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah. I'm not into it.
I also don't like people taking my just randomly taking my picture.
Yeah, you had a table or
Yeah.
you like, we're working. So it's kind of just like whenever we have play dates. Like we talk very minimally. This is the most we talk throughout a week. You had a table take your picture recently.
I actually didn't mind that one that much.
Okay.
They were super sweet. They're regulars, and apparently I was told that they take pictures of people that they like because they want to remember who to go in and ask for. Because apparently they come at least once a week.
Names are hard.
Yeah, but and they have different servers who they rotate through, so they don't always get the same
They're
server.
like,
Yeah.
this one.
And then they remember the hostess too. And I've been working on getting more regulars, so that why not? But they were really sweet, and I didn't mind it. When I worked at Starbucks, though, people would take my picture as I was handing them drinks, and I would be like, "Get me off this fucking window, dude! I hate this. Like, just put me." I used to like to be
I
behind
didn't
the
think
bar.
about that. That's a cool stance or story. Is like, working at Starbucks. I just feel like they're all so mad at me all the time.
And then my manager would be like, "Okay, Rebecca, well, when you wear that uniform and you're on the clock, you are the face of Starbucks. So they're not taking a picture of you. They're taking
a picture of
they're
Starbucks.
taking a picture of you as their barista." And I would just like give like the meanest stank face.
I guess I would just like really start slaying that character then.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would just be like, I would just like glare because no, it was just annoying just having a phone like put right in your face. You're just at work.
Hit him with the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, but I really liked to make drinks. I really loved that part, and I like to see how fast I could go. And then something else I like to do is it was called service support or customer support. But basically, you're behind the scenes and you're brewing all the coffee, you're refilling the beans, you're cleaning up everything.
Like barback.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of do that at work. I've noticed too. Like to this day, I was doing sauces with a few other people, and I'll just disappear because while they're like doing all that, if we run out of cups, I'm gonna go get more cups. I'm gonna get more tartar and cocktail. That way, like everything moves smoothly, and I have to hope that people trust that I know what I'm doing and not just running off to be in the restroom and be on my phone.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
yeah, I've been there for forever, so I'm sure they know.
Yeah.
But I do just disappear a lot because if something's empty, I'm gonna go ahead and restock it.
Yeah.
And
No, I mean that's pretty good ethic. I don't think anyone would be mad about it.
no, but I do just run off all the time. Like I'll just put something
Yeah.
down.
I just accept it.
But yeah, Christmas.
Oh yeah, weird. You were talking about Christmas. I literally said sorry because I knew I was going to go on a tangent. We were going to talk about 1,000 other things before we got back to it. Y'all spent it together.
We're just girls. We're just girls.
Girls being girls being girls being girls.
But we spent Christmas together. Brian made food, which is really cool because that was his first time cooking for me.
What?
Yeah, that was actually
Tommy's the cook in our house.
gonna go ahead and unpack that. We're doing really awesome right now, and we've been talking a lot. So co-parenting is really hard, and eventually I do want to dive more into that and talk about my personal experiences. But some of it is still turbulent.
Yeah.
But right now we're getting to a point where we can both admit our faults, and we're working towards that. But a problem that we had in the relationship was many problems, but he would never cook for me. And I don't know. I was always the one cooking and I felt underappreciated.
Yeah.
And we separated and like I made that such a big deal because one year for Mother's Day, and he would buy takeout. Like he
He fed y'all.
yeah,
Like it was just
but
yeah.
he would never do the actual labor of cooking. And one year for Mother's Day, that's all I wanted. So I got HelloFresh and I let him pick the meal and I ordered it and I paid for it. And then so he picked the meal and he still didn't cook it. And like that hurt my feelings so bad. So anytime we would have an argument, I'd be like, "You didn't cook for me even on Mother's Day." Um, yeah, so he finally cooked for me, and it was really good. And he served me, and I feel like that's like a little bit part of our healing
Full
process.
circle moment on
Yeah,
Christmas. Well, that's cool, Brian.
and he's a really good cook. So that happened. He made some tortillas from scratch, and those were delicious. We had fajitas, and then like a bunch of little appetizers. And I
We
took
also did fajitas,
really
but papacitos, not probably not as cool.
probably I don't know,
Maybe just as cool.
maybe just as cool. But I took Niall outside, and we played outside while Brian did everything. Brian did get some gifts for me, even though we opted not to get gifts, but he had ordered them before. So he got me like a little magic kit with like incense and like stuff that like you don't really care about, but to me it's really cool. It was like a little like money spell for work, and then he also got me a Sailor Moon jacket because he said he just wanted to nurture my inner child. So I got a Sailor Moon jacket. I didn't get him anything.
Well,
And
it's pretty. That's cool.
and
It's
then
thoughtful.
for Niall, I made a donation to Doctors Without Borders in his name. And then I took a screenshot of it, and he will have that whenever he's older. So he got to donate some money for Christmas, and he's happy. He's having a grand old time.
Yeah.
And we looked
Yeah.
at lights in River Oaks. If you're from Houston, that's the
Oh yeah.
spot. Traffic was so bad to look at lights on Christmas Day. Do not do it. We got maybe a block in, and then I was like, I've seen enough. Like we can.
Yeah. We do nothing on Christmas Day.
Traffic was at a standstill. Like it took maybe like 45 minutes. I don't want to exaggerate and say an hour, but 45 minutes to get one block in. I'll exaggerate. It took like 2 fucking hours to get done. It
Yeah.
was awful.
No, I mean it feels like 2 hours whenever you're like in the car with a ticking time bomb.
And how was your Christmas?
Christmas Eve, we do it at my parents' house. Things were a little different this year because it was on a Sunday, so church was in the morning. But we normally do. This is like the first time Christmas Eve was like not only like totally different, but I also was a parent. So we've never done anything like this my entire childhood. But the kids, my niece and nephews, decorated cookies and stuff instead of that time that we would normally be going to church. Like we did an activity. My sister Tommy and brother-in-law spent a lot of that time trying to put Lennon's car together. Lennon got a car from his aunt Johnny and Jason, and so we got to have that whole like you won a car experience like once everyone opened all their gifts. So that was kind of cool. I was the last man standing on Christmas Eve in my household. Tommy and Lennon went to bed, and I had to start being Santa. So, our gift to him was I was redoing his bedroom to be more like playscape type of thing. So, I got soft play set. So, I didn't wrap that, obviously. Wrapped a few gifts. Tommy got him Buzz and Woody because we've been watching Toy Story. I'm going to deep dive into that real quick. Toy Story 4.
Never seen it.
Like I'll literally just start crying at the like title of it. Not even being dramatic, y'all. And it is dramatic. Just ruined me to my core. Still, I was talking to Tommy about it today. I was like, you know, his perspective is, and that's what I'm going to have to change. This perspective is what I will be changing my perspective to because I have to, or I'll be hurt forever. He's like, well, at least we have all of the other movies to, sit with, show our children, and remember the times where, Buzz and Woody were together. Because in Toy Story 4, I'm going to just.
I feel like you're going to sit me down and tell me my parents are about to get a divorce and I need to pick who I'm
That is
gonna
how
live
I
with.
acted when I left that movie theater. Like I was in shambles. There's a video I'll have to show you of me just like, how could they leave each other? Woody's a lost toy now. Still not okay. Go watch it. Don't watch it.
I've tried watching it with Niall,
Oh, okay.
but it's always right before nap time.
It's extremely overstimulating. We are just now getting him to like watch a little bit of it. You know what part he hates?
I've only gotten to the part where they get to the daycare.
No, this is sorry. Toy Story 2 is what he hates.
Okay.
This is a different one. Sorry. He hates, and it's the most satisfying part for everybody else. When the old guy comes in and he cleans him up, and they zoom in on the Q-tip part and clean his eyeball, he freaks out. He hates that part. I literally have to like fast forward, like traumatizing for him. But it's so satisfying to watch. I remember being like, just like, so cool, enamored by it. But you said that you have not gotten through Toy Story 4, and that's fine. I'm gonna give I'm gonna give you a pass because it's hard to watch, but maybe just for me.
I remember whenever it came out and everyone was telling me how sad it was. So I kind of know, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of far back from the mic.
Yeah.
I kind of know what it's about, but I don't know all the details. I've gotten to the part where they're like, "Oh my God, we're about to get played with by so many kids. This is paradise."
Oh,
And
that's
then-
Toy Story 3.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, then
Sunnyside.
I've never gotten to Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Wow, so I have 2 to watch.
Anyways, but those movies really are big for me and Tommy. Pixar, period, is Lennon goes dink, dink, dink. Like he's bouncing on the eyeball, and it's the coolest thing.
I did go, when I was using the restroom right before we started, I did go into Lennon's playroom and I saw his little soft play set, and it was kind of like,
It's insane.
yeah. So I reset it. So that way I was like, oh, whenever he comes home, like,
Yeah.
this will be something to climb on.
Yeah, I went to my sister's house on Monday for the first, and when we came back, Tommy had stuff to do that day. But when we came back, Tommy had the room set up for him with his Buzz Woody, and later on a part of whenever I finally finished telling you about Christmas Eve, I'll let you know that he got a Mr. Potato Head. So he had all that set up on his soft play, like for him to climb up and grab. And we've had a few accidents already. That's just boyhood, I suppose. But he likes it a lot. And I think that it was a successful purchase for him for Christmas. And then, like I said, he got the Buzz and Woodies. We wrapped those. His first favorite toy is anything that's a guitar. So he got a couple little guitars, has not set them down. The second gift that is his favorite that isn't a guitar is his Dyson. I got him a Dyson vacuum.
I saw that as well, because when I was setting up his...
He has a little cleaning area too.
Yeah, I thought it, like out of the corner of my eye, I thought it was a pocket knife. Like the little...
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so small.
Attachment piece. It sucks.
And then I like looked at it and I was like, is that for a really tiny vacuum? Like, is this for a car vacuum? But I did see it.
He liked it until we put batteries in it, and now he's terrified. But he loves the normal vacuum in life.
Yeah, whenever I vacuum, Niall just goes, I don't want to scream into the mic, but it's just like, ah.
Yeah, it just like makes noise with it.
The entire time.
Tries to
until I'm
match
done.
pitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lennon will do that too. But Lennon will dive for it, like he's trying to catch it, and it becomes really dangerous. Like I'll, you know, got to make sure he's not under me. I've elbowed him on accident like once or twice because he's always diving for it. Thank you for my coffee.
You're welcome. I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit last night. Do you have opinions on that?
Like on about bestiality.
I'm going to go ahead and say here at Mediocre at Breast, we are staunch, like, staunchly against bestiality. We're not
Yeah, I'm
here
just
for
wondering what.
No,
I mean, yeah, I was
that
like, we
it
don't
was
have to.
completely ahead of its time, that it incorporated Acme and Disney
Oh
and Mickey
yeah,
Mouse, Daffy
yeah.
Duck.
I actually said first time I watched it, I said there's so many contracts involved in this movie. There just has to be so many like rights given in order to do that. It's considered a Disney movie,
Yeah, I
right?
watched it on Disney Plus, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
But they killed Acme, like the owner of Acme, so I thought maybe Warner Brothers owned it. But Mickey Mouse is in it, and all of them, like Minnie Mouse is too. And I was just thinking, like, how much money did they have to pay Disney?
Yeah, that's why that's what I meant by like contracts. Like, I was I hope they got their they broke even on that movie because I'm sure they did have to pay them quite a bit to have Mickey Mouse's actual face.
And then I noticed that the Disney characters, because it's kind of like a little bit of a raunchy movie sometimes, none of the Disney characters ever say anything.
No
Like,
way.
though it was, if they make like innuendos or anything, it's mainly the made up characters or it's Warner Brothers, but it's never Mickey
It's their little
Mouse.
scapegoat
Yeah.
in order to have yeah.
They're always just happy go lucky. Like, they're
Yeah.
just innocent, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They're the Fab Five.
So, how do you feel about bestiality?
Oh no.
Not for it.
It's a big no.
It's a big no for me.
Beauty and the Beast was like
What's that shit we don't like? Bestiality.
Beauty and the Beast was like, interesting if you really get down to it. But like that is not a tale as old as time.
I've seen people break down Beauty and the Beast and they like zoom in on Belle's face whenever she finds out that like that human is Beast and she just looks disappointed.
Oh yeah. Like
And
she's like, oh no, I wanted.
I never realized that as a kid, but now that I've gone back and like watched the clips, I'm like, oh wow, she really like, she doesn't want him. Like,
I liked the live action one of that. I don't like a lot of Disney live action things, but I liked Emma Watson.
Beauty and the Beast is my like Disney movie. Like if
Really?
you ask someone like, what's your favorite? It's that and Tangled.
Okay. Mars is Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid.
I have a dream.
Tangled is like a fever dream for me, kind of, because like I must have been just at that preteen stage where I was like, I don't need to watch Disney princess movies. Obviously, I went back to it, but Tangled is one that like I waver on. But I'll turn it on every once in a while just to pay homage.
The artwork in it is beautiful.
Yeah,
And also, like, I don't think Mother Gothel is that bad of a
love
character.
Meryl Streep.
Is that who that is? Was she Mother Gothel?
Yeah,
Wow, that makes
I was
sense.
like, Google it real quick.
Yeah, I don't think that she's a bad person. And I really like, at first I was thinking about it and I was like, well, this is Stockholm syndrome, right? That I think that she's not that bad and that's what she wants you to believe. But if you really think about it, right? So she had this flower. She's a witch. She has this flower that she's been singing to and that she's been
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Donna Murphy.
taking care of this flower and this flower takes care of her for forever because she's old, you know what I mean? And she has it planted in the earth. Like she's not really taking anything from this flower, you know? Like yes, she's keeping it to herself,
Yeah,
but like she's not taking it from the ground.
the whole what's the she has to sing a song.
Yeah.
Let your power shine. Well, she's not letting her power shine,
But
and I guess that's what's
then the soldiers come and they take it out of the ground. So they take it and then they make a drink and then they feed it to Rapunzel. And then at first, Mother Gothel didn't even want to steal the baby. She just wanted a lock of her hair from the flower.
But then she realized it dies.
Yes, it dies. So then she takes care of Rapunzel, and her room was pretty sweet. And I understand that nobody wants to be locked in a tower.
I was like, her room was her world.
Yes, I know. But like realistically, like she could have kept her, and this is the Stockholm syndrome part. But I think Mother Gothel, Rapunzel's obviously the victim, but I think the bad guy actually is like Rapunzel's parents. I don't necessarily think that it's
Yeah, they should have been co-sleeping.
they should yeah, for sure. But
Isn't that what happened? Like she was in like a whole nother wing of the castle. It's like Hercules. Same thing happened there. Gosh, Zeus.
yeah, but I don't think Mother Gothel is that bad. And then whenever Rapunzel was like, oh, because to get her out of the castle so that way she can run away, she sent her on a long trip to go get these seashells from a specific place so that way she can make white paint. And Mother Gothel at first didn't want to do it because it's such a long trip, but she did it for Rapunzel to like make her happy. It's to keep her.
If you lie to your children, they turn into manipulators.
Yeah, but I understand she's the bad guy, but I don't think that the world is all necessarily black and white. And I do.
No,
I
and like I
think,
said, this is the least Disney movie watched by me.
yeah, I don't think
And Aladdin,
she
sorry,
was
not a
the
fan.
worst bad guy. I think she was just like a complex character, like a mother figure. Like we all have,
No, yeah, that's all right.
yeah. But maybe
Like,
I'm just too empathetic, and I'm just like, girl, I get it. But yeah, Stockholm syndrome isn't cool, and locking people away in towers. You should let them be free and like,
let their power shine.
yes, let your power shine. Truly, you know.
Everyone, please start letting your power shine.
But like maybe if she would have let her go and be like, will you come back? Just like, can we be cool about this? And you'll let me like sing to me every like once a year. And then I'm sure Rapunzel
Yeah,
would
they
have
could
been
have
like,
had a
"For sure."
contract.
Yeah, they could have.
Like,
Communication really is key.
like if she held her like for ransom and like then told the parents that and had like an open communication, like what went by like 18 years or what was
It
the
was 18.
okay. Yeah.
I mean, also she could have just raised her
Golly.
and been like, look, Rapunzel, like this is what happened. Like they stole my flower, so I had to steal you. I don't want to this is ways this could have gone, but I'm gonna let you go back home. But then they probably would have killed Mother Gothel for killing the
Yeah,
baby.
but that's also making your child your like friend and putting a
Yeah.
lot on them.
Well, that's not her. That's not her kid.
That's her motherly figure, so I feel like she has to be as the motherly figure. Like she has this, unspoken responsibility to care for her mental health and putting stuff on her.
I also watched The Incredibles, the first one recently, and they killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no way.
I don't think they ever say they kill them.
No, they definitely did.
They do?
Like, well, no, they don't say it, but
Just like no one ever dies at Disney.
yeah, they don't say that anyone died. But like, I was just watching it, and I was like, he just threw a car on them. Like,
Like no way they survive.
no, those
Yeah.
people are dead.
I
Like,
mean, yeah. But as a kid though, you're like, oh, they're cool.
yeah.
Or you don't even think that far. You're just like, wow, he's so strong.
Have you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? I think we've talked about it before.
You talked, yeah, last episode we did a chat about that. No, yes and no. See, I think that is that like cusp of like I'm too good for this. I'm gonna start listening to 94.5 and wearing bands.
You're not too good for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you really should watch it because I feel like it
No,
would.
I don't think I'm too good. I'm saying that I think that was like that age of when that was cool.
It'll bring you a lot of peace. You should watch it.
Mara, every time I like get to sit down with Mara. We used to watch like a bunch of shows together. Reality TV is my guilty pleasure and hers as well, I suppose, because we used to indulge together. And now I like don't have time to watch anything. So every time we just recently had her birthday dinner date, and I feel so bad every time she asks me, "So what are you watching?" Or she asks me like normal people things, and I'm just like, "Man, I am so out of touch." I mean, I'm always honest with her. I don't like say like, "Oh, blah blah." I'm like, honestly, I don't even have Netflix right now.
I've watched Bluey on repeat for the past.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's been a sleeper Pixar film, and it's because I think its release was an early year release this year, last year. I don't know. It's been a blur the last 3 years. But Elemental.
That is not a sleeper. That's so good.
It's so good. No, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying it's a sleeper in the sense of it wasn't advertised to me, at least. Like it wasn't advertised like The Incredibles.
I don't think you're on TikTok enough because
No, I'm not. I don't have a TikTok.
I'm
Other than the only time I'm on TikTok is just to shoot off a reel, or it's not called a reel. There, a TikTok.
yeah, because I was getting ads for Elemental like
I'm like 80.
months before.
I'm 80%. I'm 20% consumption. 80%. What is that? Producer. So no, that also says something about why, I'm busy with a homeboy and can't watch shows because I'm watching Elemental. We're we are big into that, and every time I like look or watch it because I don't try to sit and watch things that he's watching if I'm gonna have to watch it a bunch. I watch like clips, and it's so good in so many ways.
I cried.
Yeah, I would too. That in the end is just like, and it, my TV says, because we have captions on, the music, anytime like there's a song or whatever, it says new age music.
Yeah.
And I think that's so funny.
I watched it whenever I was on the cruise because there were days where we were just out at sea and like they have activities that you can do or you can just eat all day if you want. But I rented it.
Tommy
And
refuses to go on a cruise. That's like his big no,
really,
is cruise. I've never been on one, so
wa-
I don't think I'm ever gonna get to go now.
it was my first one. And I think that it was kind of long. I was gone for 11 days. We did stay longer because we wanted to explore Seattle and Canada. But it was really cool. It was an experience. I don't know if I would go on a cruise to somewhere tropical because I like to just chill.
Yeah,
And I do
I just want to
feel,
do a Disney cruise.
yeah, I feel like it was a lot of moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But in Alaska, you're cold. So what are you gonna do? Like you kind of just want to sit, enjoy it, and then you're like, I want to get back inside. But if I was somewhere, I don't want to say pretty. If I was somewhere tropical, I'd be like, I kind of just want to sit here and not do anything.
but with vitamin D. Yeah, but there's probably more alcohol on that one too.
We did get the alcohol package just because my friend that I went with is a drinker, but I only got drunk the first day.
That would probably be me, and then I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm good.
And then in Canada, and Seattle, marijuana is legalized. So
Oh yeah, Seattle.
yeah, cannabis in Canada was so cool. Like people were just walking around, like just smoking on the streets.
Yeah.
And we asked at the shop, we were like, "Where should we go to smoke?" And they were like, "You can go anywhere." They were like, "Just don't be a dick about it. Like
That's
don't
kind of
blow it in
how I
people's
mean, like
faces."
Denver was kind of like that. Went to Vegas and had the most annoying time with that.
I don't think you can smoke on the street.
No. And if you walk in somewhere, like a club or something, they have this big tub and you have to throw your like vapes and stuff in it. And then at the end of the night, like they just sell it to like other people. And I'm talking like hundreds of vapes, like ridiculous things. And I just had like the most mediocre time in Vegas. Denver was just like overall, but besides the like cannabis stuff, just overall welcoming. But I had gone to Vegas most recently, and it was horrible.
I don't think Vegas is the place for me personally. I've gone twice now. The first time I went with Izzy and Eden, and then we did eat at Gordon Ramsay's like burger joint.
Hell's Kitchen.
It wasn't. It was just burgers.
Okay,
We had
I know what
truffle
you're talking
fries.
about.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah. I think my sister went there.
it was really really good. But as soon as we started walking out, like we're just walking, we're like, wow, we're gonna go see the city. This is all of our first times in Vegas, and then you just see someone fall down, and then get up, and there's just blood all
Yeah.
over them. Like they hit a curb. Like they ate a curb on the way down.
man.
Because they're so fucked up.
I was with somebody who it was their 21st birthday, and we were at a rooftop, like a beach bar or whatever it was called. It's where I want to say, oh, Mara, you would know. This show was filmed, Love Island or something was filmed there. Dre's Beach Club is what it was called. And so we're on a roof in the desert. This girl face plants so hard into concrete. It it I was like, oh my god, has anyone made sure she had water? Like,
Yeah.
and of course not. We're all like relatively strangers, other than getting together to do this. So I felt so bad.
I do have,
Vegas was just not the place for me either.
I do have to say, I have drank enough to know that I'm not a drinker, and I'll
Never.
drink a little bit like socially now, just to if I go to someone's birthday and I don't know anyone and I just want to like kind of
Yeah, I don't. I def don't. I
is it
suck. I
is it
suck at
lowering
drinking.
your inhibitions or does that mean something else? If like I just want to like not feel as socially awkward. That's not lowering your inhibitions. That's something else.
You're just
That's not
wanting
what I'm
to
trying to
you're just
do.
wanting to knock the cobwebs off, loosen up,
No, I don't
to
think that.
talk to people.
Yes,
You know what
yes,
I mean?
yes.
You're wanting to like do.
But I'll drink like in those settings. But what I really like about raving is like, no, but like what you take care of each other.
Yeah.
Like if someone gets knocked
Oh,
down,
you're like rave culture.
yeah, like if
Yeah.
someone gets knocked down, like there will be like a wall. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of mosh pits. So like there will become like a wall around them. And like everyone will help that person up and make sure that they're drinking water. And like when you said that girl just got knocked down
That's
and
def your crowd.
yeah. Oh, I love taking care of people. I'm a fangirly. So like I love just being there. And like when I see someone is like definitely like looks like they need help, like I love to just fan them and be like, oh my God, have you had water? Like, and I'll
Yeah.
ask their friends to be like, can we get them some water? And then I'll just like sit with them. But that's my favorite thing to do. But when you said there was a girl just sitting there, that like breaks my heart that nobody was
Oh
like,
man.
I
It
don't.
is.
I don't like people in vulnerable situations. You know what I mean? Like I love community.
She was just with girls, so that knocked some scariness away at least. And she did get water. I mean, but you're just like I said, you're just closer to the sun. You're on the roof. You're in the middle of the desert. Like it's just a cocktail for face bashing into the concrete.
Yeah.
Like probably she probably didn't even have to drink that much. You know what I mean? Everything was concrete, so her face was only going into concrete.
Yeah, Vegas. And the second time that I went, me and Brian did this long road trip. We drove to Yosemite and then back, and it was miserable, kind of, at first because we were supposed to. He had a van back then, and we were supposed to be sleeping in the van, but something happened with the van, and it would not turn on. So we had already had this trip. He took off work. I took off work, and like we don't have a vehicle, so we ended up renting a Jeep. But the van was also our place to stay. So we just kind of like winked it, you know what I mean? And we got like a super late start. And I just remember driving like 8 hours and I didn't want him to fall asleep. So I should have been sleeping, but I didn't. So I stayed up with him and we're just running on energy drinks. And then we get to our first park and we have to do this long ass hike and it was awful. And then we nap in the car and then we just do it all over again. And I just remember like loving staying in hotels. And I was just so happy to just not be out in the elements and just like get like a little bit of luxury. And that was cool. But I didn't like having to like hide to smoke because you can't smoke in hotels.
Yeah, I've only been camping like twice,
Um,
and
we,
and that's not my thing.
I wouldn't even say we camped because we stayed in the car. Like we
Yeah,
slept.
yeah, yeah.
We would turn the AC on for a little bit. And then, oh, the funniest story, I think, on the entire trip was I cannot remember what it was called. We had been driving for forever, and it was right before we got into Vegas, I think. And he just picked a hotel really quick, and he thought that he had picked a Best Western. It was called like a Great Western instead, but it was not the best. But we get there, and it's like a roach
It was
motel.
called a West Beston.
Yeah, it was a roach motel. And then like whenever he went and checked in, he said, I walked in there. He was like, and the guy wasn't wearing any shoes. Like
Oh, it
the
sets the precedent.
yeah, they they checked him in without wearing any
Everyone's
shoes.
family there.
Yeah.
You just know it.
But we go into the hotel and like there's just like dirty towel, like there was like a dirty towel or something, and like we felt really grimy, but that was the closest hotel, and then like we're just in the middle of the desert. So like if we were going to stop, it should have been like 50 miles out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is just where we're stuck at, and it didn't even feel clean to shower there.
Oh, dang.
But we just kept joking about that. Was, well, it's not the best, but it's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, that's experiences.
Yeah.
That's life. That's cool. I mean, I did like church camp as a kid, but we still stayed in AC. Um, but yeah, camping, I'm not a river girly.
Love the river.
I can't. I talked about that on Sarah's episode because she's the only person that's ever gotten me to go camping. And I literally stayed in her literal camper, and I'm still not a camping girly. I'm so sorry. But I mean, we're not doing anything like that in our household, really. Tommy's not a
I,
river guy.
I participated in a Secret Santa. We're not a Secret Santa, a white elephant.
Where?
My neighbor invited me.
Oh yeah.
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 And
Continuing on with Christmas story.
for my gift that I like gave to someone, I just got some coffee mugs, some coffee, a little milk frother, and
That's cool.
a pack of Uno cards. But I got a s'mores kit that you can make in the oven. And that
In the
was
oven?
Yeah. So it's like
Love s'mores.
a wire cage, and you just put them in there. And then it also came with like little sticks. So me and Niall have been eating s'mores.
That's awesome. I love s'mores. You know that. It's like one of my favorite combos of desserts. But if there's a chocolate chip cookie option of any kind, I'm obviously going to go for that. Don't like Rocky Road, so I don't like s'mores for the marshmallow aspect. I don't think. I think it's just the all around flavor.
I think when you toast a marshmallow, it just does something to it differently. Because I don't like marshmallows, but when you toast it, it tastes different.
Yeah,
I like the burnt.
yeah. I don't really like them in hot chocolate. Just added sugar.
Love sugar.
And I'm already thinking about that part. So then whenever I feel the grittiness of the sugar in between my teeth, it just sends me.
Word.
Yeah. But I like the idea of them. When I was a kid,
I
I
like
was
the idea. I like the concept.
well.
of
Whenever I
s'mores.
was a kid, I would like wouldn't eat the big marshmallows, but I'd like play with them just because they were a cool texture. And I recently saw a reel where a mom was talking about her kid doing that. So it's normal because one other person does it. So
I remember back when I was like a smoker, you know, you take dabs with like the torches. And I remember making s'mores somewhere, and someone was like, "How did you do this?" And like they're like, "How did you like what fire?" And I was like, "I just used that thing." And everyone was
the
like,
butane tank.
"Yeah, just genius." But that's
Yeah.
that's how you do like creme brulee and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Yeah. I have a funny story about that. Sorry, Dad. I was over 18, so really this is okay. Back in my smoker days, I had my little setup with the tank and whatnot in my closet. And my dad, I guess, he's so sweet. He was putting my clothes away for me in the closet, and he sees that I have like a tank or whatever and a water pipe looking thing. And he's so nonchalant constantly. Like, he's like so chill, but he also knew as a parent, he had to say something, right? Once he sees this. And he's putting clothes from the washer to the dryer like this. He's like, "Oh, hey, Sydney, I just want to let you know, if you're going to freebase heroin, could you do it in the garage? Thank you." And I was like, "Oh my God." I was so like, Dad, I was like, that is not what I'm doing. So I took my whole setup, brought it to the kitchen, and like showed him what I was doing. just to let, because I don't want my dad thinking I'm doing something like
Yeah, no,
that.
that's
You
pretty
know what?
funny.
I'm
Yeah.
doing. I was doing something that's now legal in so many states, but ours.
He said, if you're gonna freebase
Yeah,
heroin.
it was just like, hey, like super nonchalant. But like still like even with like a parent like as calm as that, it's still instilled in me. You don't want to disappoint them. You
Yeah.
don't want to get them to that point. So I immediately showed him what it was, de-escalated everything. Obviously, did it in the garage. I just had it sitting in the closet, because you want to be discreet when you're living with your parents when you're still an adult. But yeah, that was a super funny interaction.
I do. While we are on the topic of marijuana and things like that, next week on Tuesday, I'll be doing my first solo episode with a good friend of mine. His name is Josh. He's a local business owner and he's an expert in the cannabis field as well. He's worked on in cannabis farms in California, and I believe he's working in Oregon right now.
Yeah.
He owns a vegetable farm, so if you ever are at like the Clear Lake farmers market, you might have run into him. And he also owns a coffee shop. So if you guys have any cannabis, coffee, vegetable,
Pesticides.
yeah, questions, feel free to email me on Instagram at decabounds, or you can email mediocre at breast if you
Email.
well, I don't know, just DM me.
Yeah.
Slide into my DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions, let us know. We'll be filming on Tuesday, and he's super knowledgeable about all of that and very passionate. He has some health things that he's been dealing with his entire life, so he definitely sees it as like a medicinal thing because it is. So it's going to be a really cool perspective.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I'm excited to sit in and Jamie on that one for sure.
yeah, and something I'm really excited to get into is I know his whole family and his mom and his sister, and I knew his mom when she was still around, rest in peace. So he was raised in a predominantly female household, and he's awesome. And I want to kind of get his perspective on what that was like being a young man being raised around so many
Yeah.
women
Yeah,
because
lots to talk about.
yeah, so super excited about that. So yeah,
That's cool.
email me, DM, whatever.
Email Deca Downs.
Deca Bounds,
Deca Bounds, sorry.
DECCABOWNS.
At
Just oh, my email.
no, don't email us.
Yeah, if you're gonna email me, you're probably gonna go to my spam with like Bed Bath and Beyond and like
Oh
all
my
the.
god, yeah. I've got like yeah, toxic trait number 5073. I have like 36,000 emails.
Yeah, if you want to give me an anxiety attack, then feel free to email me. And then, yeah, I do think that my mental health, like I can usually tell how good or bad it is by how many emails I have.
Okay. Yeah, mine's pretty trash.
Yeah.
Then
When I have like over 1,000, I'm like, wow, I really need to go through and just delete some of this stuff.
yeah, I just give up. I gave up years ago, clearly. They just kept coming. But that's so
And then
common.
stop coming.
That's so common nowadays. I mean, as I'm sitting here, I'm literally reaching over to cancel a spam call calling me.
Spam likely.
Yes. At least they let you know now. Thanks, Apple. Thanks, creepy little Apple.
I do. This is like a little. I have my email that I use for like pretty much everything, and then I have a secondary email that I use for business things, Niles, like doctor's appointments, anything that's actually important. And if you have Gmail, you can just like switch between them. So that's a
Man,
little tip.
I've been getting so many emails about like 2024 healthcare plan, blah blah blah. Lennon has we've talked about this before. Lennon has insurance, but we haven't been to the doctor since like 9 months. So I really don't know what happens if it's a new year, like we have to redo healthcare or whatnot. Or
Well, who was your? Do you have Medicare?
community health.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours just renewed, and he's over 2 now. So
Oh, okay. I haven't done. I'm like I haven't even looked at it at all. But I mean, he probably has it.
I
I haven't
did.
changed anything.
Yeah, you can actually
But that's most of my emails are that, and I'm just like, oh gosh, hating big pharma even more.
any parents that also might be in the same spot that you're in, you can go and download the app, Your Texas Benefits.
Yeah, that got me insurance while I was pregnant.
Yeah, and then you can do everything on there.
That's if you're in Texas.
That's if you're in Texas,
Yes.
y'all. That's if you're in Texas, y'all. I have been working on saying howdy more.
Me too, because I've been watching Toy Story
And if you ever could so kindly, I do like that.
so kindly.
So kindly. But
My mom says that.
I did kind of message you about it, but yesterday it was awful. I had to cancel his benefits, and you can only do that over the phone. I spent 3 hours and 30 minutes on hold, and I probably talked to a person 2 minutes in all,
Yeah.
and it was awful.
Of course.
Yeah, but I did that, and I like hung in there, and eventually everyone was really nice when I got to talk to a person. But the first person was like, "Hey, what are you trying to do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to cancel my son's benefits because he's going to be on his dad's insurance."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Okay, got that. I'm going to transfer you to this line, and then they'll finish it for you." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I wait like 2 hours for that, and I finally talked to someone after waiting 40 minutes. And then they're like, "Hey, what are you like? What's up?" And I'm like,
At that point, I'd be like, "How are you?"
Yeah.
I'm just bored.
but I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to cancel my son's benefits." And they're like, "Okay, so you're trying to cancel your son's benefits." And they get all my information. They're like, "I'm going to put you on hold really quick."
Like, please don't.
And then it only took them about 15 more minutes, but I was like, this is about to happen again. And everyone was really nice. And it was cool while we had it, but like,
That's what I texted you. Yeah. Because I just knew that it was rough.
and I had to like, I couldn't nap during nap time. Like I kind of dozed off a little bit, but like that's when you nap as a mom. Like that's when you either rest or get your cleaning done. And
I was
I
about to
just
say not this mom, but I mean I'd like to think that I'm a napper, but I'm not. I'm actually crazy. No, I just like I saw I saw a reel. It was like when only needs 6 hours of sleep, Mary's needs 12 hours of sleep, and that's me and Tommy. I like when Lennon goes to sleep at night. I am as soon as he goes to sleep, I'm like I have 12 hours. I need to figure out how I'm going to allocate that time. Tommy will just do random. Tommy will be awake all night and then just take random 6 hours, sleeps here and there. Sometimes he'll go to bed with us. He's just all over the place with his sleep schedule because, gigs.
Yeah, I think that I am against people who say they only need 6 hours of sleep just because, like, the research has shown that you're.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I understand
Yeah.
that you can
it
function.
like allocates somewhere else.
Yeah, but yeah,
I need 12. I do the 12 at night,
sleep is so important.
but I don't nap during the day because his nap time is when I'm literally getting everything done or I'm resetting his toy room to make it cool for him, just staying on top of things. Because if I feel like I'll feel so guilty if I take a nap.
I do think that like you can do it at any age, but right now we really want to focus on Niall cleaning up his own toys because he loves chaos.
Yes.
And
Yeah, every time I do that, that classic like for Christmas, he got that like it's a ring thing and you like stack the stacking rings. He'll like put three on just to like walk up to it, laugh so hard and boom, like throw it around the room and he's just like and then it goes into something else and it's just the funniest little bit of like chaos.
Niall likes to grab things that I have put away and just dump them out and then take one thing out.
Yeah,
But
that's our bathroom drawers.
He is very good at wiping things down though. So like that's his like little clean.
Yeah, I think Lennon is too. I hand him a wipe and he'll like just start walking around the room with it.
But organizing is not his bag and we need to work on that.
Yeah, I think that'll come with attention span. Yeah. I just move it around mainly for myself though. I'll clean it up. I'm not going to tell him to clean anything up. I tried to clean up his room literally today while he was awake and moving, and it was the funniest thing ever because I literally just had to like stop and laugh.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of the building tiles and we got his first little set and he loved them. So then I went on Amazon and I found in 1,000 piece. I think it was 1,000. It might have been 100, and that could just be my eyes. But just a lot of pieces, and they're usually $90, but they were like 50% off. So we got some, and now it's a hazard because he's just tripping over them.
Yeah,
So
no, that's why I'm like, I still have some of his my like strategy with Christmas has been if he hasn't made me open it right then and there, I put it in the closet and I'm just like slowly introducing it while I get rid of another toy. Like funneling it in and out, trying to be more strategic about it. But still stressful. So I have stuff he hasn't even opened yet, really.
we do only have so many toys out at a time, and then I'll put them up. But like the tiles are just his thing right now because you can do so much with them. So those have been like a consistent.
Yeah.
Like I do have to say, yesterday Lennon gave Niall a Christmas present. So we got home, and I put him on the couch really quick, and I just put it next to him, and then I ran to the restroom really quick. And when I came out, he opened the present himself.
Oh, cool.
So it
Lennon
was,
wouldn't know what to do with that.
yeah,
He would
it
probably
was
stand
really
on the
cute.
box. But yeah, I thought they were just like soft play pastries. Ham likes to cook a lot, so he can. And it came with like a little spatula.
Yeah, so the spatula he's putting a pastry on it and he's just walking around balancing with it.
Cool. So it's like stiff enough.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah. So that's what Lennon got ham for Christmas.
very cute, very cute. We love it so far.
Cool. I guess let's hit New Year's and maybe share a goal we have. I don't have anything in mind right now. I'm just throwing this out. We're just going to end with like a goal or aspiration we might have for the year. And we'll close out and see y'all next week with Josh and Becca.
You want me to go first or you go first? No, you.
So for New Year's, I worked and we closed it. We closed early, so I went and picked up Lennon at my parents' house. Had a glass of wine with them. Left when Lennon started getting tired, kind of, and went home. He went to bed, and that is mom life right there. I stayed home, but my aspiration, I guess, for the year, may it be not as dull as my evening was, is to be not so hard on myself. Because I feel like that's really hard for me to do. And I have to be very mindful just to do the simplest things when it comes to doing stuff for myself.
I think that's a beautiful goal.
So I'm going to work on that. But and on the other hand of that will make me hopefully not as feel like I'm critical or as harsh on others as well and have expectations lowered.
Oh, well. Oh.
No, no, I just don't want to be like, I feel like if you're hard on yourself, you're not always easy on other people. I'm just assuming that hopefully it'll trickle down to like greatness everywhere. I don't even mean to be like, I'm losing expectations in people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, Sydney, what a cry for help you are.
No, I think that being kinder with yourself is a beautiful aspiration.
I think it's a start.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that you're a completely logical person, and I don't think that like your needs are crazy. But that's my opinion on that. But being kinder to yourself.
Yeah. That's what I meant by that. I didn't mean to. I didn't think I talked about my needs.
Oh, well, just expectations, whatever.
My knees.
My knees are fucked. But yeah, I really am a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I feel like a couple of times in my life I've used them to
That's why I'm even doing this.
Really?
Yeah, because I know like you're into that.
I feel like at a couple points in my life I've used them to completely change the trajectory of my life. One of my resolutions once was to treat myself how I would treat my friends.
Okay. So it's kind of like being nice to yourself.
I don't know, just I'll make like really vague things like that. Maybe not so much, oh, lose weight or anything like that.
Yeah.
but just things that will actually improve the quality of your life. My resolution, oh, for New Year's, I got off work. We had to do a hard close. Dude, okay. So towards the end of the night, you gave me the saran wrap.
Yeah, it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I knew it was going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
I had to individually, how much time do we have? Am I just going to ramble?
I mean,
I cut my finger.
oh my god! So you used the knife?
No, I went
They
and
told
got
me to go
scissors.
get it. Okay, they told me to like use a knife, and I was like, you don't know what this is. This is
That's
the
dangerous.
yeah, this is the craziest saran wrap like situation I've ever been in. I literally have scars from this saran wrap.
Yeah, we work in a restaurant, so it's like heavy duty. It's not like the little Reynolds one that it's
No,
this big.
I have like yeah prongs like scarred into my arm.
Yeah, and the just jagged end, it's like really long. But it just fell out of the box. So we just have this,
Giant thing of saran wrap.
but nothing to cut it with. Like
And y'all know the kind of chaos that can come with that. Like once it's messed up, like we don't even have to really talk about
and
that.
it was a full thing of saran.
Chaos.
Saran wrap. Is it saran? I don't
Full
know.
thing of Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, it's a full thing of it. But I had salad bar, so I had to like individually
Yeah.
wrap everything.
I knew it was going to be horrible. I had to do the tiny little coleslaws,
But-
and I couldn't even get like enough for tiny little coleslaw.
I cut my finger and then there was blood everywhere. So then I had to like clean that up and then go get a Band-Aid and do that. And then I started bleeding through the Band-Aid. And then I had to get a finger caught and to go over the Band-Aid. And then,
Chingao.
yeah, there's just like blood filling up. But it took me way longer than
Yeah, of course. I had that same side work on the day before Christmas Eve or whatever, and it destroyed me.
You know what my thought was whenever like I saw that they gave, because I was in a section I'm never in. I'm like, wow, they want this done correctly. I kind of had to like give myself a pep talk. Was this is going to be the hardest side work, so they gave it to me because they know that I'm going to do it right.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so that was my thought process. But I got out of there.
But that's good.
Kind of late. I had some friends come over, and we went to a karaoke bar, and the countdown was like really lackluster. Like they did not make
Isn't
it.
everything?
Yeah, it was not. All of a sudden, it was just like they were just like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was like, that is it. Like they weren't gonna be like, hey guys, like
No.
we have 1 minute. Like
Everyone's got a damn phone.
yeah. So that happened. And we stayed there for a little bit. And then we all came back to my apartment and we made vision boards for 2024.
That's cool.
We ate grapes and made wishes on those. So, and we ate cauliflower pizza that one of my friends brought. And it was only 600 calories. And he just kept saying that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So,
The 600 calorie
yeah, he just kept saying that.
pizza friend.
Yes.
Damn. Everyone needs one of those, right?
He's the guy that I went to Alaska with. And he was like drinking all these fruity drinks. And he was like, I'm trying to lose weight. And I'm like, dude, that's not how you do it. I was like, you need to drink vodka. I'm so caffeinated right now. I can just.
Fruits are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are sugar.
I was like, you need to just do vodka and
Type 2
soda.
diabetes is carbohydrate toxicity.
Oh, Josh is type 1. So we could talk about that too. But
Yeah, get into that because y'all get into that because that's, it's happening to everybody now.
But yeah, so on that trip, he decided he wanted to be healthier, and he's lost so much weight since then. He's just drinking vodka sodas and eating cauliflower pizza. But
That's the secret.
yeah, I wrote down a couple of goals. I think my main goal is I need a brand new car, and I found one.
So a tangible goal.
Yes, but as like a more idealistic thing, I feel like since becoming a mother, it's very easy to not follow through with things that I say. Like whether that be meeting up with someone, it's just really easy to flake because
Yeah,
you're
it's a
tired all the
cop out.
time.
Yeah.
It's really easy to not want to work out. It's really easy to not set goals for yourself because you're like.
But if you don't do it, no one's gonna do it for you.
So my like big goal is just to follow through. If I say something,
Finish.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
But that's my big goal this year.
I'm one of those where like I'm the opposite end of that. I'm the like toxic one that can't not follow through.
That would be awesome if I was like that. Maybe
But I don't work
balance.
out. I don't work out.
Maybe balance.
I'd like to work out, but I feel like I just don't have the time away. Yeah,
That-
yeah, right now.
yeah.
But we're getting into that era of things. Thank y'all so much for being here for episode 8. And Josh and Becca, we'll see y'all next week.
Happy New Year.
Bye.